Good evening from Galactic Public Radio on NC. I'm Spencer McDunn, and these are the top headlines from around the known galaxy. Major internal challenges still face the galactic superpowers. For the latest, we go to Smooth Furnace and the Alioth system.
Thanks, Spencer. Political upheaval continues throughout human-populated space. The Federation is dealing with the aftermath of the Jupiter Division uprising. While things seem to be calming down, one commentator was not so quick to dismiss the issue, stating, quote, "Sighs of relief were breathed through the corridors of power on Mars when this threat to the Federation's democratic principles was defeated. And yet, despite Congress downplaying it and many federal news feeds neglecting to cover the story, calls for a corporatocracy have not been completely silenced." End quote. And in the Empire, the Neo-Marlinist Liberation Army is attempting to legitimize their movement through permanent representation in the Senate. Through so-called anonymous intermediaries, the NMLA is looking for a deal. According to Minister White, quote, "In essence, the NMLA is offering reparations for the unfortunate casualties of its anti-authority activities within the Empire. In return, it requests a permanent presence in the Imperial Senate as a means of continuing political dialogue." End quote. Imperial sources contacted by GPR did not have comments as of the time of this broadcast. Finally, in the Alliance, Councillor Nikado Kane is once again throwing anything she can find at Prime Minister Edmund Mayon just to see if it sticks. And now she's accusing the PM and Sirius Corporation of some kind of conspiracy to cook the books on Mahon's starport expansion program. She told the Assembly, quote, "My investigation turned up irregularities in the tritium mining campaign, suggesting that it only received enough deliveries to allow one starport to be built. Furthermore, docking records seem to indicate that Sirius Corporation made up the shortfall with a number of unregistered donations." End quote. One anonymous security analyst told GPR, quote, "All this unrest has a common thread. Sirius Corporation CEO Lee Yong-rui. Jupiter Division was a subsidiary of one of his main rivals, Core Dynamics. He brokered the refuge deal with the Empire and the Federation that allowed the Marlinists to survive as a political entity, and he's almost certainly inserted himself directly into Alliance politics. The only question is, what's his endgame?" End quote. From the Alioth system, for Galactic Public Radio, I'm Smooth Furnace.
Thanks, Smooth. The discovery of the crashed Anaconda cruiser Proteus and the ancient battleground between the Guardians and the Thargoids have fueled a treasure hunt in the PMD 2009-48 system. Both Aegis Research, the superpowered-sponsored anti-Xeno group, and Salvation, the mysterious entity behind the discovery of the battlefield, have called for massive deliveries of Guardian materials for research. Taurus Mining Ventures, through spokesperson Patience Middleton, told the media, quote, "Salvation has claimed the exclusive rights to exploit the Proteus site, which was only discovered because of his special knowledge. He has contracted us to pay for Guardian caskets, orbs, relics, tablets, totems, and urns brought to the glorious Prospect megaship." Aegis Research has responded, with its lead researcher, Professor Alba Tesro, releasing its own statement saying, quote, "It is vital that Aegis replaces the Guardian artifacts that were lost aboard the Alexandria. Without sufficient materials, our anti-Xeno research program will be severely hampered. It has dispatched a megaship of its own, the Archimedes, to the same system to compete for deliveries of the Guardian technology." Following the cues of President Zachary Hudson and Chairman Lee Yong-rui, both Salvation and Aegis are offering competing rewards for meeting their goals. Salvation is offering a long-range, armor-piercing Guardian weapon. Aegis is offering a coupon, which is redeemable at Guardian Tech Brokers. Early reports indicate Salvation is closer to achieving its goal. Finally, in local news, many residents are finding gainful employment at the new settlements around the bubble. However, reports are coming in to local authorities about the continued lack of emergency training given to workers who may be unaccustomed to work in extreme environments. Guard Frequency Response Deputy Assistant Director Richard Clemens told GPR, quote, Despite the success of our campaign for worker safety in the event of natural disasters, it seems that inexperienced workers are now falling victim to routine disruptions. Therefore, Guard Frequency Response has once again partnered with Dharma Mining Company to investigate the issue. It will produce a safety briefing for workers who have taken their first job in low or no atmosphere environments. And we asked them to determine the most threatening issues and to report back with concrete steps that can be taken to avoid them. End quote. Until the next turn of the worlds for Galactic Public Radio, I'm Spencer McDunn. Good night.